Good afternoon. I'm Amy Johnson.
And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ross Palumbo in today for Juan Fernandez. At least 59 people have now died in what Hawaii's governor is calling the state's worst disaster ever.
And nearly every building in the town of Lahaina has been destroyed. We have team coverage today. KCAL News reporter Jessica Cartalia has new video of how people escaped the flames. But first, KCAL morning anchor Rudabe Shabazi is on Maui speaking with victims of the devastating fires.
The airport looks a lot like a makeshift shelter here. People sleeping on benches and on the floors. You can see everyone just waiting for flights out of here. Very patiently, though, they have been given food, water, pillows, blankets. The community in Maui really stepping up to take care of each other, but also to show that aloha spirit, to take care of the visitors and these tourists who are desperate to get off the island, many of whom were stuck for days on their resorts without power. We spoke with one teenager from California who broke his toe and was not able to get medical care in this chaos when they lost power, and now they've been stuck here at the airport for days as well. So many people with so many stories to tell, including the staff who work at the airport and at the airlines who are missing loved ones themselves. They can't get a hold of people, their relatives, their sons, their daughters, but still they're showing up to work for 18-hour days in some cases. We also talked to a lot of people from California. A lot of them camped out here at the airport, including the former mayor of Glendora.
We're here on vacation. All of a sudden we had this horrendous wind event followed by sparks and fire, and the next thing you know we were sheltered in place, and after that we had no electricity, food, water for about 3 days.
Kind of hurts your heart to think about it, huh?
It does, but the generosity of these people towards us being displaced at the airport, they're actually serving us here, and it's just heartwarming.
A lot of very intense stories of people who have made their way here to the airport, and of course the death toll is expected to rise. We've been hearing stories of people jumping into the water to escape this wall of raging flames that seem to have just come out of nowhere. A lot of these tourists here describing the smoke and the flames that they saw from their balconies and their windows, and then the chaos that followed. And we know a lot of people actually perished in their cars trying to get out on roads that had been shut down and closed, and just not leaving them anywhere to go. So a lot of fear still going on. And here at the airport, maybe one of the safest places, actually, because there is power, there are facilities, and food and water. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Rudabe. And as she just mentioned, we have been talking about those people who escaped the fire by jumping into the ocean. And now we're seeing video of that scene.
KCAL News reporter Jessica Cartahalia has that and more survivor stories.
We're seeing new video of people waiting for a Coast Guard rescue after jumping in the ocean Tuesday to escape the wildfire that roared through historic Lahaina town. While 80% of the town was destroyed, evacuees are anxious to see whether their homes were spared.
We do want people to get back to their home and just do what they can to assess safely, because it's pretty dangerous.
Drone video captures how the fast-moving flames incinerated homes, yet spared others just feet away. The burn zone stretches for about 8 miles.
So many things could have gone wrong, but for us, we lost a house, but our business is still here.
Eleanor Worth's home is now a pile of ashes. Officials say the rebuilding process will be lengthy and complicated because basic infrastructure is destroyed.
I'm a little worried because I have a 4-month-old and a 2-year-old.
And basic needs are immediate, with some residents feeling desperate.
We need formula, diapers, ice, water, and just food.
Relief is on the way, but getting supplies to the island is a challenge.
Our hearts are broken for people, but we have to go forward. We have to survive as a people, and that's what we'll do.
Maui is under a curfew. Officials are urging people who don't live here to please stay away. Jessica Cartalia, Maui.
And later at 4:30, we're going to look at the effort here to get some critical aid, food and supplies to islanders impacted by those fires. And to help victims of the Hawaii fire disaster, you can go to kcalnews.com for a link to the Red Cross and some other agencies.
Well, we are following more breaking